some real talk today on alcohol, a topic that I have some pretty strong viewpoints against for good reason that I wanted to share with you guys to help you guys freaking crush it. So there's quite a few things that I want to say in this video, and I even took some notes here to help me stay on track because there's no way I'm going to remember like all these things that I want to share with you guys. And there's some pretty good topics or pretty good things that I want to discuss throughout this video. So we have my backstory with alcohol, my top 10, social acceptance, beer 30, coping mechanisms, consequences, and leveling up with sacrifices. And I will explain all of these in more detail throughout this video. And with that being said, let's get started. So, my quick backstory with alcohol. So, oh my God, water here quick. All right, so my quick backstory with alcohol. Upwards of 10 years ago, when I was in the Army, I went through my whopping 3-month phase of drinking, and I say that and very loosely because it was that's how short of a phase it was that I went through, and which consisted mainly of like hard liquor of like Crown Royal and stuff like that. And I did because at the time I was having fun. I was also depressed, and lots of things were happening all at once that I did not have the skills or the tools to know how to effectively deal with that and overcome that. And so, yep, that's that. Yeah, so essentially like I woke up one day and felt like absolute dog shit for the next 24 hours, also known as a hangover, and I didn't like that whatsoever. And that same day, I uh I had a phone call with my brother, and I was flexing and bragging about drinking and stuff like that. And that's when my brother called me out and said, "You're turning it into quite the alcoholic." And I was like, "Damn, you're 100% spot on with that." Granted, I wasn't an alcoholic, but like it was the fact that I was like flexing and bragging about drinking and all that stuff that was like the reality check for me of like, okay. And it was literally that moment where I stopped altogether. And now, that was 10 years ago, and I have not had a drop of it since. And now I'm going to explain my top 10 reasons as to why that's the case. So, oh God. So, first off, a big one. Well, I mean, these are all pretty big, but alcohol is literally a poison to your body. Like, so for example, when you consume alcohol, your body, especially when you consume enough of it, your body literally halts all processes and efforts to get rid of the alcohol. The digestive system, building muscle, reproductive system, hormones, you're overcoming illness, which is something I currently have right now during this video of a slight cold that has been downgraded from a high level fever from a bug that I caught. Anyway, so bottom line is that alcohol is literally a poison to your body, and we are actively ingesting a poison into our body. That, yep. So that literally halts, once again, that literally halts all processes to get rid of. And if you drink enough of it, part of that includes throwing up. That's always a fun time. Part of that includes going out the other end of it, which is also an equally fun time. I have not experienced that before, thankfully, but not a good time. That's when you start flirting with alcohol poisoning. Essentially, your body's way of just doing whatever it can to get rid of the alcohol. And yeah, so secondly, it robs you of energy and performance because it's also empty calories. And there's so let's call it a myth that there is a myth, and I don't know how accurate this is, but I was told that eating like greasy fast food helps you feel better during a hangover. And so my takeaway of this as I was writing this out for notes wise is that, so you're telling me that not only are you going through a massive hangover and trying to get rid of all the crap from your system, but you're now treating your body with more crap, just different types of crap with fast food. So you're literally feeding your body with two separate types of crap. And once again, or not once again, but like when it comes to energy and performance, such as this point number 2 that I'm making here, if you feed your body with crap, it produces crap. So when you're low in energy and low in performance, and you're drinking alcohol, or as a result of drinking alcohol, and you feed your body with some more crap of pop, McDonald's, and stuff like that, if you're expecting a good result from that, you're in for a treat. So, third, it dehydrates you. And I don't know about you guys, but I suck with staying hydrated. I absolutely suck to drink enough water throughout the day. In fact, I literally have to go out of my way to not only consciously think about drinking water, but to actually drink water throughout the day, because I simply either forget about it by being just so busy with XYZ, or it's just something that I don't think about, and I struggle to drink enough water throughout the day. And for me, being the 3 quarts minimum that I need, that's not a crazy amount, but the fact that remains that for someone like me and whoever else can relate to this, that I struggle hardcore drinking enough water as it is to stay hydrated, let alone adding something into my system that dehydrates you, such as alcohol. Madness. On top of that, too, like if I do not drink a minimum of 3 quarts of water, my body will let me know by giving me massive headaches and make me feel like crap. That's one of the first signs and symptoms for me of when I'm dehydrated, and I don't like that. And that's just with water. And now imagine like adding alcohol to the picture that dehydrates you even more to hold all processes. And gross. Not a fan. No, thank you. Fourth. Oh yeah, and like in terms of, so going back to number 3 of dehydrating you, when it comes to getting bigger and stronger. Oh my God. Burps and whatnot. I love illnesses. Anyway, so for us not just skinny guys, when it comes to getting bigger and stronger, staying hydrated is a crucial part of that, because there are many benefits of water and staying hydrated, whereas you will not be able to fill up your muscles and along with a host of other things that your body needs to take advantage of a good quality workout and good quality food to actually absorb those things and to use them to get bigger and stronger. If you're dehydrated, your body cannot properly digest and take use of the nutrition that you're bringing in. It also cannot give you 100% effort into your workouts, so therefore your workout quality goes down. And if your workout quality goes down, if you can't properly absorb the food that you're getting in, the 2 inputs that you need to get bigger and stronger, so both those are suffering, and you're expecting results of getting bigger and stronger when both of your primary inputs of food and workouts are not there. Best of luck to you with that. So, I mean, number 4, empty calories, which ties into robs you of energy and performance. The fact that alcohol literally requires energy from your body in order to actually digest it and get rid of it, known as empty calories. So once again, you're you're intentionally inviting and consuming something in your system that is a poison in your body, robs you of energy performance, dehydrates you, and then has zero nutritional value whatsoever, that literally requires energy in order to digest it and get rid of it. I can't even use the word make use of it because there's literally nothing to use from it because your body wants to get rid of it. So there's literally nothing at all in there that your body can use, like at all. So enough said with that. That to me, it's actually worse than pop. Pop at least provides you with sugar. Yes, it's also processed sugar, but sugar your body can actually, some types of sugar that your body can actually use for energy and stuff like that. But when it comes to alcohol, your body can't use that at all. I'm not a physiologist or a doctor or a scientist, but just saying. Number five, alcohol does not help me accomplish my goals at all. Personal, professional, physical, relationships. It doesn't help me accomplish any of those things. In fact, there's a good chance that alcohol works against you with all those things. Relationships. How many relationships have ended due to alcohol abuse or addiction? How many guys out there have guts from years of alcohol, from being overweight and obesity? How many guys are actively on their purpose accomplishing their required essential task every day? Because wow, that I completely misworded that. Okay? So how many guys out there are actively pursuing that when there's alcohol in the picture of essentially their required task to accomplish X, Y, Z? Zero. On top of that, too, like once again, energy performance. If I can't think clearly, if I can't perform, if I have zero energy, nothing good happens as a result of that. On top of like my workouts and the food I'm eating becomes useless. Not a fan. This was also interesting to me. Alcohol tastes like shit. I have yet to meet one person that says alcohol tastes amazing, right? Like, said no one ever. And God, in fact, everyone that I've talked to that has a beer here and there has mentioned that alcohol has a acquired taste, meaning that you build up a tolerance to it over time, and it gets easier to drink over time. So you're consuming something that has empty calories, a poison to your body, robs you of energy and performance, and dehydrates you, that also tastes like shit that you build yourself up to in order to tolerate to be actually consumed. Awesome idea. I don't know about you guys, but I think water tastes absolutely amazing, especially when you're sick and you need to drink a lot of water. Or on the other case of it, when you're dehydrated, water tastes so good. It's super fascinating how that works out. Number eight, expensive. Oh my God. So when I was in the army and buying like fists of hard liquor and whatever, I think it was like 30 bucks a pop or whatever the case is. And I've also seen guys spend upwards of $200 in tabs from alcohol and this is just during um dining out, of racking up that high of a bill with just alcohol. So the same thing here of I've seen guys spend hundreds of dollars in one weekend with just alcohol. Well, wow, with just alcohol. And to revert back to a previous video or a previous podcast video I made on personal development and self-improvement, investing in yourself, imagine if you took that $300 or whatever that you spent on that weekend, or that 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 dinner night, you spent that towards a mentorship program, a class, whatever the case is, to actually invest in yourself, to improve yourself, to become your best, strongest self, that's actually helping you accomplish your goals. Imagine that. Enough said. On top of that, too, like in the context of the dating world and going on to like bars to pick up girls and that type of thing. Oh my God. The amount of essentially it's like considered a gender role for guys to buy girls drinks, overpriced drinks for that matter, very overpriced drinks, which adds up fast, all in efforts to get a girl's number or to have a meaningless one night stand for a girl that you'll never see again. And more often than not, those girls are low quality girls that are not wifey material whatsoever for most of them. So imagine being that guy at the bar in the club trying to pick up girls every weekend by buying drinks and do that and spend hundred plus dollars doing that every night in hopes and prayers of one night stands and all that stuff and for hookups when you could otherwise, once again, reverting back to my previous podcast video of investing in yourself in personal development to become your best, strongest self. Imagine if you spent your time, your resources to improve yourself with education, mentorship, taking a class, building skills, learning skills, problem solving, things of that nature, instead of spending your time and money at the bars to impress girls for one night stands and hookups with low quality girls that you'll never see again and that are not wifey material, all for the short-term gratification of sexual desire that will last you probably 10 minutes that night and then done. Sounds like a great plan. Anyway, next, number 9. Focus, creativity, and mental clarity. So another big one for at least myself that when I was under the influence of alcohol in my drinking phase, I could not focus for shit, zero creativity. I couldn't think straight at all, especially on that day when I had a massive hangover and felt like dog shit the entire day. Not a good time at all. Whereas fast forward to today, I absolutely love it when my subconscious mind just kind of rises to the surface to give me thoughts of creativity, which I call the creative genius portion of my brain that comes out to shine to give me awesome ideas and a vision of where I want to go, where I want to be, that type of thing. Clarity on what it is that I want to do, where I want to go, and just overall ideas in general to help me continue progressing towards my future, my desired outcome. None of that is physically possible when you are consuming alcohol because your body shuts everything down to get rid of that. So good luck ever trying to. So if you somehow are able to have focus and clarity and creativity when you're drinking, you are a very rare breed. And for the rest of us, just stay away from it. If you want to get creative to solve challenging problems, to become your best self, stay away from alcohol altogether and drink more water. And lastly, on my top 10 here is alcohol encourages bad decisions. I have yet to see a person make one good decision during or after drinking. This is also why bars and clubs have bouncers and security, because guess what? Bars and clubs are filled with alcohol. What does alcohol do? Or, correction, what does alcohol do? It encourages people to get all riled up on the influence of alcohol, which throws their internal filter out the window to do dumb shit that they would not otherwise do when they were thinking clearly, as I mentioned in the previous point number 9 of mental clarity, focus, and creativity, and rational, logical thoughts. That gets thrown right out the window. And when you're under the influence of alcohol, you tend to make bad decisions because your logical brain is fall asleep at that point, and nothing good happens during that time frame. And that's a point I will address towards the end of this video of a more extreme scenario of that. Oh yeah, and to add to that too, like I'm pretty sure that I already mentioned this, but the fact that alcohol, especially alcohol abuse and addiction, all that stuff, it ruins relationships, it ruins your physical body, it ruins your personal self, and it absolutely destroys your professional, the progress with your professional results, right? And so bottom line is, with my top 10, nothing good at all comes from alcohol. Stay away from it, period. If you want to become your best, strongest self, stay away from alcohol, period, at the end, and drink more water. Next. Social acceptance of fitting in as a society norm. So in terms of like going out and having a few beers after work and stuff like that. And my question is to be with the cool kids, the cool kids, so to speak. My question is, like, who are you trying to impress? Like losers? Like real talk. Like, in my opinion, people that or guys that have a normal lifestyle habit to drink every night to escape their life, to have zero intention or desire to improve themselves, to play the victim mentality and to resort to alcohol to once again escape their life. Is that who you're trying to hang out with? Is that who you're trying to impress? Is that your role model, so to speak, of hanging out with that person? Essentially, freaking losers that are going nowhere with life, that are not accomplishing anything, that wake up a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, accomplish absolutely nothing. Actually, so the only thing they have accomplished is 10 years of their life wasted, a giant gut from drinking alcohol, failed relationships in the event that they had a relationship in the first place, lots of wasted money on stupid shit for the top 10 reasons I already listed previously. And is that who you want to model your life after? Is that when instead to choose a different environment to hang out with, people that are like-minded, driven, and highly motivated, that have the same goals, mission, purpose, vision, and clarity that you have, to crush it. For people that don't even give themselves the option of alcohol, and instead they're focused on their essential tasks for growth, to crush it. To become their strongest, best self, to maintain an awesome physique year round, to continue growing, learning, and evolving from a both business and personal development standpoints, from a professional standpoint, to build an empire, to create legacy, and all the above. Like those are people that I want to hang out with. In fact, I have, and that's part of the reason that's part of the contribution as to how I am, correction, as to how I got to where I am today, by getting myself in the room to hang out with high-level people that are a lot wiser and smarter than myself, and that are a lot higher on the food chain, so to speak, in terms of like wealth and status and stuff like that, with an impressive network, highly motivated, highly driven, very successful, wealthy, all the above. And guess what? Guess what one thing that those guys all have in common? They don't drink. Crazy, I know. What they do drink is mainly water for the most part, because of what I already mentioned before, of energy and performance, mental clarity, focus, and creativity. Things that are required for people, for men, and to become the strongest, best self: mental clarity, focus, and creative thinking, while also to have to maintain a fit physical body year round, that alcohol does not. Oh my God. It's also fascinating to me that people like argue with me about like it's okay to have 1 or 2 beers throughout the week. And yeah, tell that to your future self. Tell that to your fucking to your significant other, to your wife, to your children, and to just relax and have a couple beers when. So when you tell them to level up and to work harder while you're drinking a goddamn beer after work to as a oh my God, as a coping mechanism. Actually, that's something that Andy Elliott mentioned too. Like, don't fucking tell anyone to level up and to do better and to stay disciplined and all this other bullshit when you yourself are having a beer or more than one beer throughout the week as a consistent lifestyle habit to relax and fit in with the crowd with the social status and hang out with fucking losers. Again, I have yet to be one high level person that has a consistent lifestyle every week of drinking. There's a fucking reason for that. For all the reasons I mentioned previously and more. So, for my skinny guys out there that are watching this video, if you want to level up to become your best, strongest self, get rid of fucking alcohol. Just saying. You're welcome. You can thank me later. Especially if you're going through severe depression, mental health issues, and stuff like that. Just get fucking rid of it. Instead, drink more water, eat quality food, get sleep, have purpose, mission, clarity, and vision on your goals, and then go crush it. That's my medicine, so to speak, to win in life instead of survive in life. Anyway, so next, beer 30, this one, oh my God. So when I was in the army, it was super, oh my God. I heard the statement like almost every day. It fucking drove me nuts of beer 30, essentially like when the 9 to 5 was over and the workday was over, the first thing that they would do is go to the fucking bars to drink. And it was even more entertaining when the bars would be full at 12 o'clock noon on a fucking Saturday. I'm just trying to like wrap my head around like how fucking stupid that is. With all of the things that you could be doing to become your best and strongest self, to achieve your desired end results, you're choosing to go to the bars at every spare moment that you have after your 9 to 5 job. When instead, you could be working out, drinking water, eating good quality foods, hanging out with high level people, taking a class, watching educational videos, reading educational books, going to a seminar, doing some type of a training and a training module, whatever the case is, to improve yourself, to get the certification or the qualification to whatever like occupation that you desire, promotion that you want, whatever position that you desire. Imagine like if you spent that amount of time and resources, as I previously mentioned before. Imagine if you spent that amount of time and resource that you're spending at the fucking bars to drink, to actually invest in yourself, to improve yourself, to become your best and strongest self. And also too, like with the whole beer 30, it was also fascinating to me when those guys would mention more than once that it took years of drinking to develop their guts. And I'm thinking like, are you proud of that? Are you proud of having a fucking guts? I'm sure that that's super attractive to your wife of when you take your shirt off, that she absolutely loves to see her husband with a giant fucking gut. I'm sure that just turns her on like, oh my God. And and I'm sure that when you look at yourself in the mirror, I'm sure that you absolutely love seeing that gut when you look at yourself in the mirror. I'm sure that's the case. But again, these guys that were breaking and flexing about beer 30 that mentioned it took years of fucking drinking to accomplish this. That's what you're flexing about is having a fucking gut. Wow. Great fucking lifestyle choices. Instead, where you could be saving all that money that you're spending on fucking beer, saving all that time that you're spending on the fucking bars and the clubs and going out to again invest in yourself, to work out, to drink fucking water, to eat good quality food that actually nourishes your body, to take the class, to attend the seminar, to read the book, to watch the video, to level up, to get yourself in the room with high level people, to evolve. All those things that you could be doing, and multiply that over the course of 1, 5, or 10 years to absolutely skyrocket your personal and professional growth as a man, to like not even be able to recognize yourself, and to look at a photo of yourself five years prior to say, oh my God, this used to be me. This used to be me. Like how I got here is insane. Like this is absolutely crazy because you made a commitment to yourself to make good quality choices that will help you progress towards your overall end game of living a life of happiness, profit, success, fulfillment, and freedom that you desire most. Instead, most guys, correction, a lot of guys, especially during that phase of my life, chose the gratification of drinking every spare moment that they had and spending stupid amounts of money on something that robs you of energy, is a poison to your body, dehydrates you, and so many other things that I mentioned already. And it's madness to me. Like I don't understand it whatsoever. It's fucking blows my mind. Anyway, on top, okay, too. So like, the next topic here, well, the next category here is coping mechanisms to survive life. So, alcohol is is one of the main coping mechanisms that people use that have mental health obstacles, and that they use alcohol to cope with that as a temporary escape. So, here's kind of my thoughts of that. Not only are those guys massively struggling with life, they're living through depression. They wake up miserable and defeated and stuff like that. Understandable. I've been there before. I've been through severe depression 3 times. I've been there before. Um, Now imagine actively introducing something to your body that poisons you. And as I mentioned previously in my top 10 list, that in my top 10 list, that is a poison to your body and robs you of energy, performance, focus, mental clarity, and creativity. Because in my experience, one of the best ways to overcome depression and to get yourself out of that hole in your life is to have purpose, vision, and clarity on what is that you want to do, what you want to accomplish, how you're going to get there, the person that you need to be to get there, right? And by introducing alcohol into your system, you are robbing your body's ability to get into that creative genius mode, and you are deteriorating your brain of being able to have a clear and focused mind, creative thoughts, and creative thinking in general altogether. So essentially, any chance that you have on your own to get yourself out of that hole, to be on your purpose, to have clarity, to have a vision, and to be chasing those items, any chance that you have of doing that on your own, you are setting on fire when you consume alcohol, because alcohol literally like sets all those things on fire and does not allow you to think clearly, to focus, or to have any type of vision or creative thoughts to help you overcome that situation. So really, it's a double negative. Not only are you in a severe mental state for X reason, but you're now adding more gas to the fire. And some alcohols are highly flammable, which is kind of a fun pun in itself that I just thought of on the spot. You're literally adding more gas to that situation and making the fire bigger and making it harder and harder for you to get yourself out of that situation. Um, I'm personally thankful for myself today of investing in myself to learn the tools and skills to be able to not only prevent severe depression, but to also overcome it in the event I ever somehow do go into that again. But like, again, in my experience with severe depression, for myself, it was because I had zero purpose, no clarity, no vision, no direction in life at all. I literally had I had no purpose at all in life. That is a bad, dangerous situation for men, and that's what leads to other bad things and permanent choices if you're not careful. And at the time, I did not have the tools or the knowledge or the wisdom or the experience to get out of that. And so thankfully, I was able to find the work of some high level people like Jocko, Goggins, Eric Thomas, and things of that nature that helped me overcome those things. And to I've continued to invest myself in ways that I can financially afford, that I'm absolutely grateful for that. And I now have the tools, skills, the experience, the knowledge, and the wisdom to prevent it from ever happening again. On top of, I've helped skinny guys overcome that as well. And that's what gives me fulfillment, is helping skinny men to overcome those obstacles and absolutely crush in life and to achieve their desired results. That's, oh God, that gives me a sense of fulfillment that I can't even put in words to describe. And that's literally why I do what I do to because that freaking makes my day in ways that I can't describe, of seeing guys overcome XYZ internal, external battle, and to see them just absolutely crush it and stack wins to not even to not even be able to recognize their future self. And it's absolutely incredible. It's priceless and it's awesome. Um, Now, so next one is consequences. So this one was mainly in referencing to consequences of the law in terms of like DUIs and all that stuff. And once again, as I previously mentioned in my top 10 list, that alcohol encourages bad decisions because it turns off your logical frontal cortex. I'm pretty sure I said that right. Yeah, the logical correction, the logical frontal lobe of your brain. My fault. I'm not an expert with brain anatomy. My fault. And it turns off your ability to logically think and to make logical decisions, and encourages you to just do dumb shit that you wouldn't normally do when you're actually thinking straight and clearly. And in this context of drinking and driving and doing lots of stupid shit like physical violence, verbal violence, all that stuff. In this case, drinking and driving. And the point I wanted to make here is that the amount, so at my corporate job, the amount of people that I've seen that have vehicles with breathalyzers installed, it makes me question things. Well, so first off, but once again, back in the Army, that they push this a lot, and for good reason, that there's no tolerance essentially in the Army for DUIs and stuff like that, and to be very, very responsible with alcohol. Granted, not everyone takes it seriously, and as a result, consequences happen with that. But like, when you make the stupid fucking decision to get behind the wheel and put everyone's life at risk because you want to play the fucking hero and be a fucking Billy Badass of driving under the influence of alcohol because you think it's a good idea at the time, just, oh my God. And so the consequences of the law. So I think that, so back to back to the context of breathalyzers. I think it's a fucking joke that there's a company, there's businesses out there that took advantage of a loophole with DUIs and shit like that to come up with a breathalyzer to give DUI offenders the legal ability to drive again, while making money off it, of course. Oh, sweet Jesus. First off, in my opinion, if you are stupid enough to fucking get behind the wheel after drinking, A, you're fucking stupid in the first place for doing that for so many different reasons. And secondly, in the event that you get a DWI for it, you have lost all fucking privileges of driving at that point until you can fucking prove to whoever it is that you pray to give you forgiveness and go from there. But like, I have no sympathy at all for motherfuckers that do that shit. And God damn it. Like to me, it should be when it comes to DWIs, the more inconvenient they're making it for your life to make your life fucking stressful. It's for good reason because you made the stupid fucking decision in the first place to drive while you were drinking or after the effect, and you've lost all ability and privileges to drive again at that point. And the whole fucking breathalyzer bullshit that gives illegal means of DWI offenders the ability to drive again is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen in my goddamn life in the context of driving and laws. And there's also, I think, in my opinion too, like the laws themselves are not like strong enough for DWI offenders. Like they should be way stronger. And for Minnesota, it's been a while since I've been in police school of when I was pretty knowledgeable with this stuff, but like there is to my understanding, and if memory serves correctly, things could have changed as well because it's been a couple of years since I've been studied this stuff in police school. Is that there are literally 5 different degrees of DWI or DUI, whatever you want to call it. 5 degrees. That's a lot of goddamn like separate escalations of consequences for the same goddamn thing of choosing to drive a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. 5 different degrees of that. And each one, depending on things, depending on like these the severity of the uh the blood alcohol levels that you blow in that breathalyzer thing of if you blow like double the limit, that escalates the degree to like second or third or whatever by itself. And then if you have other things going on with that, it also escalates. It jumps right to like second and third degree, if not first degree DWI or whatever. But like, I think that the laws are too soft for that stuff, and it's it's it remains a mystery, sarcasm intended, as to why the DWI and DUI offenses are still on the rise. It seems like they're on the rise still, and they're not, and they don't seem to be going away. And like every time a holiday comes around, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, New Year's, stuff like that, of St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, stuff like that, of specific nationwide holidays, federal holidays that are known to involve lots of drinking. The fact that you'll see signs and advertisements everywhere of extra DUI enforcement is out there on those days. But in my opinion, if they ramped up the consequences of that, there's a good chance that people would really freaking think twice about doing that if the consequences were a lot more severe, especially on the first offense. So, God, not a fan of that stuff, and not a fan at all. And oh my God, just don't do it. Anyway, last but not least here on my list that I made going into this video, tell myself keep on track. I'm actually glad I did that because I would not have remembered to say any of this stuff throughout the video. So lastly, to level up with sacrifices. So um I personally do not work with guys to help them improve themselves until they make the choice to get rid of alcohol. In the event skinny guys choose to drink and choose to have alcohol, in general, I do not work with them to help them get bigger and stronger, to get jacked inside out until they make the choice and the sacrifice, if you will, to stop drinking alcohol altogether. Because for this for this very good reason that if you cannot make the sacrifice to stop drinking and to say no to alcohol, to take the success of your future self seriously, you are not ready. We are not crushing. You are not ready to work with me because I only work with. Excuse me, my fault. I only work with guys, skinny guys that are highly motivated, highly driven, and take their success with absolute seriously intent and focus and effort to absolutely crush it. I do not work with guys that are not willing to make sacrifices such as alcohol. Best of luck to you at that point. And once again, reverting back to what I previously mentioned, that every high level person that I've ever talked to and learned from, they all preach one of many things in common to get rid of alcohol from your life. For the top 10 reasons I explained, and probably more that I can't think of within the context of this video, and that it does nothing good for you. Nothing good comes out of alcohol, and it does not help you accomplish your goals or accomplish anything for that matter, aside from the only thing it helps you accomplish is delaying everything to solely become a fucking loser if you escalate yourself that far to follow the wrong crowd and to do shit that losers fucking do after their 9 to 5 job and on the weekends. Just real talk with you. So when a skinny guy, in the event that a skinny guy does drink, in the event he does drink, I do not work with him to help him get bigger and stronger and to get jacked on the inside out until he gets rid of that from his life altogether. Now, in the event he does not drink, awesome. I love working with that stuff. But until you get rid of alcohol from your system, we will not work together. I can give you tips and advice here and there of, hey, if you want to improve your life, step one, get rid of fucking alcohol, and then come back to me and talk to me once that happens. And just leave it at that. If you come ask me for advice a few months later down the road, and I ask you, how's the alcohol going? And you say, we're getting there. What does that mean? Give me some more clarity on that. I'm drinking once a week. Interesting. So once again, refer back to what I mentioned before. Get rid of alcohol from your life altogether, and I'll see you again in 6 months. So when they reach out again in 6 months or whatever the time frame is, hey, I'm ready to level up. Cool. How's the alcohol going? It's gone. Awesome. Let's begin. First off, tell me like how much your life has improved since then. And now, let's begin to help you freaking crush it. And that is the moment where I get excited to help get. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's kind of my spiel with alcohol. Of essentially, like, there's just no place for it at all. In the event that you take your life seriously, in the event that you take the future correction, in the event that you take the success of your future seriously to live a life of happiness, profit, success, achievement, fulfillment, and freedom, if you take that seriously and want to become your strongest, best self, alcohol simply has no place in your life. Period. The end. Don't recommend it at all. It does nothing good for you. Go back to my list of top 10 things. It's expensive, dehydrates you, robs you of energy. It's a poison in your body, empty calories. It halts everything in order to get rid of it. And if you're doing it to hang out with the crowd and to fit in, you're hanging out with the wrong fucking people. You're hanging out with fucking losers to find a different crowd to hang out with, a crowd that's actually high level on their purpose, highly motivated, driven to crush it. That's the people that you want to hang out with, and not the fucking losers that spend every goddamn waking fucking spare moment of their time on the weekends or after corporate at the fucking bars and clubs and drinking and one night stands, hookups, and all that other stupid fucking shit. If you want to level up, stay away from all that shit. Stay away from alcohol and focus on your purpose, mission, vision, and become your strongest and best self. Stay away from alcohol altogether. Drink more water, eat quality food, work out, and live a life of awesomeness to make your future self proud. And to close things off with, wake up with purpose, execute with passion, and make your future self proud. That's all I got for this video. Until next time, JB out.